Hello everybody, and welcome to the Next Spikes video, and today guys we're going to be racing round 4 of the Pro Aerial 450 Motocross Championship. This is High Point, but boys, let me tell you, they decided to do something a bit interesting here for round number 4. Now in the real life series there was a rain storm that came in and basically mudded out the second 450 moto, and the aerial track crew decided to do the same thing for us here at MX Bike. So our Moto 1 was dry and our Moto 2 was wet and muddy, and there was roost, and we had to manage tear-offs, and it was honestly probably one of the most realistic races I've felt as far as just being a little bit different. You don't do a lot of mud races here in MX Bikes, and this was the first outdoors mud race that I was experiencing this year. And I was super excited to get into it and just experience the torture, but I feel like I could succeed. All right, so today my goal was a top 10 in the race. That's always my goal when it comes to aerial races, but maybe work myself into the top 5, the top 7, somewhere higher in the field. I feel like with the skill gap getting higher, I'd have a better chance. And that's what I'm gonna be showing you guys today, the Aerial 450 Moto number 2. It's a mudder. This is one of the most gnarly motos I've ever done, and that is why I need SPX Performance to help me get through it. The best suspension at MX Bikes, link in the description to the website. Boys, this stuff helps. Okay, let me tell you something right now. I'm gonna need it today. Hit that with that like button. Let's get on the gate. Let's have some fun, boys. All right, boys, we are on the gate. Now, I qualified 12th for this race, so I got a pretty good gate pick. You guys can see I got a straight shot there to the first corner, but my starts have been kind of inconsistent. In the first race, I actually got a perfect start, and then they restarted the race because someone jump started, and then my second start, I was in dead last. So I was going to be pretty cautious here. Obviously, again, it's a mud race. You don't want to crash in mud races. You got to have momentum. So let's just stay alive this first lap, boys. That's the goal. Would you believe me if I told you that's like the hardest part of these pro races? Some of you probably wouldn't believe me. If you play this game, you'd be like, yeah, Troy, I know. Just surviving the first 2 corners is so hard to do in this game, and I got that done. Now, it's not over, all right? There's a lot of people fighting for position early, and you can see here, I let 2 guys get around me. I'm just trying to settle in, all right? I'm already close to the top 10 here. That's a great spot to be, but what you don't want to do is be too aggressive early. I'm not used to the soil traction right now. I don't practice in the mud, in the rain, in this game. I never do that. So my first time experiencing this, we gotta stay smooth. I know the E-road's gonna come in. I also have to control my tear-off usage, all right? The problem with that is when you get really locked in at MX Bikes, sometimes your muscle memory kicks in and you just pull tear-offs whenever you need to, and you can't do that, all right? We got like 20 tear-offs, I think, something like that. Once you pull through them, you're done. Your screen's gonna fill up with water and mud, and it's over. You're gonna lose all visibility. So we got a lot to worry about, but boys, I'm just having fun. You can see Caden there taking a little bit of a slip and slide run into the ditch. Now, I do have to say, I apologize to Masty. I cross-jumped him there through the rollers. That is my fault. But now we're in the top 10, boys. We're already where we want to be, and this is rare for me. Usually early in these races like Moto 1, I was like P28 after the first lap. So anytime I can come out unscathed in the top 10, I'm super happy. And now I know the pack's going to kind of widen a little bit, all right? At least that was what I was expecting to have happen. Now, with a mud race, I know the skill gap is raised, but also the speeds are are lower, all right? Now, I would think that'd make people crash more. The track's harder, you know, people are going a little bit slower, but some guys gonna be pushing. I just thought the pack was gonna spread out quicker. I was like, dude, I'm almost guaranteed a top 10 right now. And there have been times in the past where in these motocross races that has come true, where you just get a top 10 start after the first lap, you don't crash, and you just settle into top 10. It's easy. But guys, this NA class is so stacked. Everyone's trying as hard as they can. We all get 5 hours on the track. Everyone knows the track from head to toe. It does not matter how much skill gap there is. The pack in this race from like P5 to P20 is like 20-second gap. If you have one big crash, you lose 10 seconds. So my goal was, you're not crashing, Troy. You're not crashing. You crash all the time recently, but you're not crashing. All right, now you guys are good to see if it comes through. You can see those two guys crash right there. We're up to P8. Boys, we're moving up the pack. Let's keep her going. Things are still going good. We're back to P9, but you can see Max here makes a mistake. We get around him for P8. Now, Max is someone I'm somewhat familiar with. I've raced him before. I haven't raced him much as far as the Pro Series goes, but I do know he's on the younger side, all right? He's a young chap, and he's a hot lapper, all right? I'm just going to say it. It's no offense to Max. He's very good at the game, but he's an incredible qualifier, one-lap rider. He's very fast, but the problem with this, especially when you're a little bit younger, is you just want to go fast all the time, but it doesn't work on a track like this, especially when you got the rain falling, the track's got less grip. You're gonna make mistakes. When you're trying to just go all out and you're riding over your head, you're gonna crash. So I was kind of letting him by. I wasn't really battling him too much. I was like, I don't really know what type of day he's having right now. Maybe he's just gonna gap me by 30 seconds, or maybe he's gonna keep crashing, and we're gonna keep rubber banding. And I hate being in those situations. I get into them all the time in this game, all right? Where someone is faster than me, I let them by, they gain 5 seconds, then they crash, then I pass them, then they get right behind me, and I have to let them by again, and then they they crash in front of me. And it's like this existential cycle that never ends where I cannot escape this person. All right, so I'm fine with him going around me. That's fine. I'm P9. We're still in the top 10. There's some guys I see on Max HUD that I think are probably going to fade throughout this race, so I'm not too worried. I just need to keep my pace up, all right? My biggest problem this year in the Pro Series is I lose pace towards the end of races. I got to keep it up. You can see here I make a little bit of mistake. I try to triple in. That's a line I really shouldn't have been trying, all right, self-admittedly. Now, I remember this moment in the race, all right, because I see Panic get around me. I'm back to 10th. This is when I really decide to lock in. Right here, this is the moment. We're not crashing. We're staying solid. Let's start moving up the field, boys. If you guys didn't see what just happened there, I just went from about P9 to P6 in like 3 corners, all right? And if you look at Max HUD, there was a 4-second gap from P6 to P10, and there was a whole bunch of guys right behind the guy in P10. So there was a huge pack behind me. My pace was by no means a steamer, all right? I was not going super fast, but that was my plan. My plan was just to keep it on 2 wheels. But now at this point, I have to make decisions, because if these guys are catching up right behind me, do I fight? Do I be cautious? Do I let them by? And I know a lot of people are in the comments will be like, dude, why do you mean you're gonna let people by? Guys, you don't understand how easy it is for someone to punt you off the track. And once you get punted off the track, when there's freaking mud and it's slippery, you lose about 10 seconds. I'm not willing to take that risk. You could just go around me. I'll pass you later when you crash. That's how my mind works, especially in a race like this. But I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna keep it on 2 wheels. I'm gonna try to gap up. I'd love to be 6th place. 6th place is great, but you can see the track is freaking sketchy. So right here, Max gets around me, right? He's been crashing in front of me. I've been seeing it happen. So I have to be weary about that. So I just cannot hit the ground. If I hit the ground, I'm gonna get up in like P13. All right, literally. The class is that stacked. You cannot make any mistakes. So I'm just keeping it on 2. I'm going as fast as I can, boys. I'm trying. I'm trying. Boys, the slug is in P5. We're going as fast as Gary the Snail, but it doesn't matter, boys. We're P5 in an aerial 450 race. I can say I've done it this season, but listen, I look at the gap and I'm like, oh, Johnny. There's like a 7-second gap to P10. That's literally one crash, all right? If you do what Max does. Now, I don't know how Max can just fly off the track and then gain 8 seconds in one lap. That's just how good he is at the game, but he just hits the ground a lot, dude. Like, if he understood that if he sacrificed 2 seconds a lap to just not crash, he'd be in like P3 right now in this race, maybe even P1. I don't know. He was going fast, but I'm like the opposite of Max. I'm just going slow as hell, but I'm just trying to keep it on 2. Nice and relaxed, flowing around the track. There's some rain coming down. And another thing I forgot to mention, at this point in the race, I had like 2 tear-offs left, I think. Maybe I was out at this point. You guys are gonna see. Pay attention to me trying to pull tear-offs. I think I might have ran out, and I got dug on my arse cheeks. We gotta defend him. In this moment right here, one of the most unfortunate events occurs. I pulled my last tear off, and I don't know it. I don't know that's my last tear off, but through the first 15 minutes of this race, I had been unconsciously pulling tear offs because it's just muscle memory, guys. In a normal race where there's no rain, you're not getting much roost on your screen, you don't run out of tear offs, even in a 30-minute +2. You never do. And I had ran out, and we're basically not even halfway through. I mean, there's 13 minutes left, but you have to remember there's +2 laps. So, I mean, we're close to halfway, but I have no tear offs. So now all of this rain on my screen is gonna stay there, plus all the dirt that's about to get on my screen. So my vision at this point is, it's not in a good spot, guys. And you need vision when it comes to this type of racing. As fast as we're going, the ruts we're jumping into, the little holes you need to see. If you got these little blurry blotches on your screen, you're just not gonna see the little details. And that is tough, man. So it's my fault. You know, I didn't play the strategy right. I was too focused on keeping her on 2 wheels. And sometimes, boys, that focus just doesn't go well. And now we got some tension attention here coming from behind us. Now we got Coxie behind us. I thought that was Max. It was not. It was Coxie. He's going to get around us here on the inside. And, man, I'm a little bit worried at this point. This is when I had realized I ran out of tear-off. So you guys will see me still start to try to pull him over certain jumps because I'm, like, just hoping that it glitches and somehow my screen goes back to normal. But no, this is my existence now the rest of the race, and it's only going to get worse. Please pray for me, brothers. There's currently 10 minutes left in this race. We're currently P6 with cuts involved. Guys, this race is going so good for me. I honestly did not expect to be this high in the field. But with 10 minutes to go, this is when things always unravel for me. I don't know why. They didn't last week. Thunder Valley, I was actually better than most guys at the end of the motos. But the first two rounds, for whatever reason, the last 10 minutes, I could never just kind of hold pace, or I could never keep it on two wheels. And I was kind of thinking about that in this moment. And I probably shouldn't have been. I should have just been focused on going straight. But you can see my screen's starting to fill up with some dirt. There's water everywhere. I got a lot of stuff going on, all right? I got Panda on my arse. I need to lock in, boys. I need to lock in majorly, all right? And that's exactly what I'm about to try to do. Don't go off the track, brother. And just like that, the crashless streak was over. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I was a little bit flustered. I literally let him by. I let him take the line, and he just crashes right in front of me, and I just can't avoid it, dude. This happens every single race. I want to go one race without someone freaking crashing me. I just want it to happen once. But it's okay. You know what? I was like, you know what? I'm mad. You can see I'm still trying to pull tear-offs. I'm still hoping that my screen just becomes normal. But you can see it's actually starting to affect me, like, legitimately. All right? Look, I'm still trying to pull them, dude. I can't. It's so funny to watch this. The track's getting eroded. I did lose a lot of time there from that crash. Like, a lot. I lost probably, like, 6 seconds total. That's a lot of time for someone like me who isn't very fast. I need every second I can get. So this was not good, but we were okay. The race was not over, and then I did this, okay? Now, in this game, unfortunately, when ruts start getting eroded, they get super steep, and they kind of just give you weird physics. That was kind of one of those moments. You can see I have, like, no traction now. This is where I start to get a little bit flustered, all right? The thing that happens to me every time there's 10 minutes in a race, this exact moment occurs. I get flustered every single time I start crashing, but I'm up again, and I'm okay. I'm still in the top 10. Don't drop the bike, Troy. Just don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Boys, just would you look at who's behind me? It's an old friend of ours. It's Max. All right, he's here, he's back, and I was actually kind of relieved to see him. I said, this is an old friend. Me and him, you know, we're working up the pack together early on, and what does he do? He touches me inappropriately. He assaults me, some would say. That'd be the terminology that you would probably use. And now we're outside the top 10, and can someone give me tips on what to do when there's 10 minutes left in a race? Can someone help me? Can I get a cheat sheet on how to do it? Can ChatGPT tell me how to do it? Because every single time I do a freaking pro race and I'm doing somewhat decent, the last 10 minutes make me want to say slurs loud and proud. It makes me want to say bad words publicly. That's what happens. And I'm not going to do it. I don't want to get banned. But basically the rest of this race, I crashed like 12 times. And you can see there, Max on the ground again. What is that? The 500th crash? Max, can we stop? You need to stop. All right, please, God. Yeah, we ended up getting 12th. And how we got 12th is actually really funny because on the last lap, I fell with 2 turns to go and I got a lap and then I got passed by 10th and 11th. I was gonna get a top 10 and then I got the weird rut physic and I got 12th place, guys. I was running P5 and I got 12th. I don't know what to say anymore. It was a mud race. That's my excuse. It was the mud, guys. The mud got me. It was all the mud's fault. But no, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was still a fun race. I was contending for a couple laps there, you know, but Yeah, you can see right there after Panda crashed me. And I'm not going to blame it on him. This is all my fault. You know, it is. I could not run a single good lap. From that point on, my race was over. So I don't know what's going on. I need to lock in, guys. I need to lock in. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.